Hi, Botticelli, and welcome to my special report on the astrology happening now. Astrology this week, February 17th through February 23rd, 2025. This is for all signs. Most of our noteworthy special aspects and occurrences are happening towards the end of this week, so I'm going to build up and we'll take our little dance through the moon in each of the signs as it changes every few days to see what you can expect and how to consciously use the time when the moon is in these different signs. The moon represents our emotional space, our emotional needs, our deepest needs. And we definitely, especially when you're paying attention, feel the change in its cycle as it moves through the signs each 28 days. So we start out February 17th, February 18th, with the moon in Libra, this air sign that's so focused on balance and relationships and harmony, and it will bring your attention right to those three things. You may see this strong focus on relationships, both romantic and social, and these type of interactions are definitely going to take center stage. People may become more charming and diplomatic and indecisive, including you. So you may have to be dealing with other people being indecisive, or you may have a hard time trying to sort things out. And there's also this focus on aesthetics. Venus is the ruler of Libra, and the Venusian side of, from appearance and aesthetics and presentation and environment is going to come up. So you may feel very drawn to beauty up your space a little bit or to beauty up yourself a little bit. And with this growing energy of Venus in retrograde, because we've been in the shadow period getting deeper since the end of January, and March 1st, will officially be Venus retrograde, and Venus rules Libra. Okay, so all of these things that are related to these bigger cycles may come front and center right now. Venus rules love and beauty and money and relationships. So you may see this mini burst of extra strength in the first couple of days this week, along with this increase in socializing or networking or this craving for connection. And also a potential of people-pleasing tendencies. So that's something to look out for. Some good ways to use these first couple of days of the week are to strengthen partnerships, have meaningful conversations, set the space for those, work on conflict resolution, express appreciation, create beauty, make balanced decisions, and indulge in self-care rituals. So pretty early in the week, we will shift into Scorpio, and that is a totally different energy. But what is the same about it is that it's the second ruler of relationships, but it's the deeper levels of relationships. So you'll see the water and the depth and the transformation and the intensity start to come in as the week progresses. Deep emotions may be bubbling up. This is an introspective, intense, and transformative type of energy. So you may get the urge to dive deep into these lesser seen worlds through spiritual pursuits or psychology or mysteries. You may notice a sensitivity, like an increase in your sensitivities, your intuition and psychic downloads, uncovering hidden truths, all those types of Scorpio goodies. You may also have this deep desire for privacy and to just really uncover deeper meanings behind situations, and you may get some insights into what make other people tick, what makes people tick, basically. There are potentials for jealousy and power struggles to come up as well. And there's also the flip side of that, a very deep bonding experience. Some good ways to use these days in the 18th, the 19th, into the 20th are to go inward, journaling, shadow work, deep reflection, things like that can help to bring these major insights. And just if you are feeling more sensitive or more private, just take that time, embrace this transformation. It is a time for shedding old emotional baggage. And while we do have bigger cycles at play, like the yearly month-long of Scorpio focus from the sun, we do have a couple of days every month through the moon cycle to just do some mini deep dives, It's much easier sometimes to take this type of depth of energy in a few days at a time. and connect deeply, through intimacy or vulnerability or deep conversations or empowerment, anything that empowers you and other people, collaborations, other people's money, those kind of things. You will see this coming up strongly the 18th, the 19th, the 20th. And to trust your intuition, definitely pay attention to those gut feelings. Now, as of around the 20th and going until the 21st, the 22nd, into the 23rd, well, actually, depending on your time zone, almost to the end of the week, things will shift and you'll have this craving for freedom and adventure, breaking out of routines. You may be thinking long trip, wide travels, broadening, expanding horizons. A crazy desire for learning, like going on an education bender. Amazing philosophical discussions, questioning belief systems. This is a time for optimism and boldness and restlessness. And, the energy of teaching and learning. You may be planning an international trip or, or learning a language, something like that. That's all Saggy stuff. But basically, using the energy towards the end of this week to learn something new, to move your body. Saggies, I can tell you, being a Sagittarius myself, Sagittarius rules the thighs, the movement, and if you know any Saggies, it's very difficult for us to sit down, which is part of why I'm off the chain now that I have my microphone that is not on my lapel. I can actually use my arms and do my Italian, gesticulating wildly while I'm talking thing. And, so you will feel this energy in taking over you towards the end of the week, where you want to move your body, you want to be planning, you want to be thinking big, you want to speak your truth and say yes to adventure. So you may see yourself stepping outside of your comfort zone, taking a risk or trying something spontaneous towards the end of the week. And then as the week shifts from the end of this week until the beginning of next week, we change things again into Moon in Capricorn. So we'll have this shift towards seriousness and responsibility and long-term planning. I am very strongly split between Sagittarius and Capricorn myself. So you will always see this reflected in my work where, the discipline of Capricorn, but the free flow of Sagittarius. So you will see that combination of energies towards the end of the week, the 22nd, the 23rd, as you're kind of reining it in a little bit, focusing on work and career goals. You may start to find a need to focus on responsibilities, especially if you've been spinning out from the Sag energies. And you may feel a little overwhelmed with this pressure to meet expectations. But some ways you can take advantage of the last days of the week are to set goals and get things done. Earth energies are great at this. Capricorn moon is amazing for this. Taking care of responsibilities, balancing work with self-care, and focusing on strategy, So I'll do just a quick kind of blow through reminder of the days and the moon, and then I'll go back and hit the one major aspect, one mini aspect, and our biggest event of the week. All right, 17th, 18th, Libra moon, connect, harmonize, and appreciate beauty. Scorpio moon, 18th, 19th, into the 20th. You're going to dive deep, transform, trust your intuition. Sag moon, the 20th, 21st, 22nd, into the 22nd. Expand, explore, embrace adventure, broaden your horizons. And then at the very end of the week, it's time to focus and build and take steps towards success with the Capricorn moon. All right, now let's hit some other highlights. In the days around the 20th, so we'll say 18th, 19th, 20th, 21, 22, like really focused there. But you could really feel this all week, but it's strongest in the days around the 20th. Mercury in Pisces is going to square Jupiter in Gemini, okay? Now, fortunately, whenever there's a square with Jupiter, it tends to be a little bit softer than the squares with the other outer planets. What we tend to see here is overdoing, okay? Overthinking. In this case, because it's Pisces, overfeeling, over-emotion, over-emotional, and overpromising. So just look out this week for overpromising, overcommitting, and letting a lot of the optimism of this time with Jupiter recently going direct earlier this month, start to have you take on too much. All right. That's the big warning this week. Then on the 23rd, and you'll probably feel this like the 22nd, maybe the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and then into next week, we've got a little kiss between Mercury and Pisces trining Mars in Cancer. Now, when two inner planets come together, which Mercury and Mars are both inner planets, they move more quickly. These are more fleeting, and sometimes less consequential, but it is a sweet aspect, and I do want to mention it. The meeting of emotional, minds, the heart connections, action and thought combining in wonderful ways. You may see this movement of our biggest story of this week, which is Mars going direct finally on the 23rd. You may see this Mercury accompanying Mars in Cancer going direct with, a lot of heartfelt action, like that you've contemplated a lot of things, and now you're ready to take action on them. Things are going to start speeding up in major ways because Mars rules oomph and ambition and, impetus and action and initiation. And you will have in recent weeks starting to feel Mars thinking about waking up. But now it is getting awake. Now it's going to take into May before it's fully awake. And you will feel that sort of hangover of the retrograde. But it's really important to take into consideration when we're thinking about this moment in time that September, October is the time when Mars started to get sleepy. It's also the time when Mars got into Cancer for the first time and stayed there this whole time, except for a brief duck out into Leo, but it never got deep enough into Leo to get far enough from Cancer that it wasn't always present. So this focus on home and family and housing and our deep inner psychological worlds, our childhood programming, our DNA, our just everything that formed who we are and how we are. And really just maybe a lot of uncertainty in housing and home and having to go back and kind of heal things that had been stuck. That is going to start shifting here very quickly. You're going to see the forward momentum return after this long period of delays. The second guessing and the uncertainty, some things are going to get super clear. Things will start moving faster. You'll see them picking up speed. Projects, decisions, things that felt stuck will start to gain traction. Something else very noteworthy is that you're not the only one feeling this lack of ambition when Mars is in retrograde, or the opposite, getting hot on certain things and being super productive in very isolated areas, like, mini obsessions. Other people are too. So if you've been having a heck of a time trying to get people to do things, or like people you're trying to hire, or people that you're supposed to show up for something, you may have a better chance starting now that people will actually show up. So if there were projects that reached a dead end because nobody will call you back, this may be a good time to try that again. You may notice more assertiveness, possibly even aggression, as people are feeling this bolder, and ready to voice some things. There could be impulsiveness and confrontations. Oh, also, I think I may have mentioned this, but when I don't have my lapel mic on and I have the regular mic and I move my hands around and I get worked up, I do tend to talk faster, but you can slow it down, at least on YouTube, and I think on podcasts, you can control this speed playback with a click of a button. So Annie's not going to slow down, but you can slow Annie down from your experience. Okay. So things that were on hold may suddenly accelerate, and, situations that were in limbo might resolve quickly. A lot of that housing stuff. Some of the best ways to use this energy is to take action on what was stuck. Like I said before, retry something that wasn't working before. You may have a different outcome now or soon. Move your body. Using the physical energy can help to take, any of the stagnation out. Using passion as fuel is another way. Staying aware of conflicts and become responsive and not reactive, and to still choose your battles wisely. Certain things might not be worth the fight, and other people may be on edge, so it's something to be aware of. So a final thought about this week, about this time around the end of the week, is Mars going direct is like a green light after a very, very unusually long red light. So you can use it to push forward and to take these bold actions and to regain momentum. And at the same time, stay mindful of where you're directing that fire. Now, Very soon here, March 1st, Venus is going to go retrograde. So we are simultaneously feeling that this week, that as Mars is revving up, you might notice certain other things start to go to sleep. The best way you can navigate these shifting tides is to not try to force the things that seem to be wanting to go inward and backward, and to jump behind the things that really seem to be ready to move and put your energy there. Okay, so if you love how I teach and you want to learn, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com. You will get $1,500 worth of promos. I've never given this much stuff away before. When you register for my astrology mastery certification course, you can learn how to do astrology for yourself and to help other people. And if you want to earn money doing it, I can teach you how. That is one of my areas of great expertise. So you can see that all at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. If you want all of my reports early, and also make sure you don't miss anything from me, and you want to get my eclipse resource page and retrograde resource page, and you will be needing those, because, we're in eclipse season and things are happening. Plus my zodiac health tips and my monthly report with the sweet dates and the salty dates and so much more. Go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your name and email address in there, click receive, get the welcome letter, and all the goodies will be there. I hope you have a wonderful week. Look out for my new moon videos, my full moon videos, my weekly reports, and my monthlies for each sign. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.